Hello, everyone. We're back. Talking Toku is back. The only podcast about sci-fi monsters and dinosaur adventures. It's here. It's 2025. Hi, I'm David.
What's up? I'm Brian.
Yeah. Hi, it's
2025.
2025. Let's do it. It's been a while. Hello. We didn't even get to do a Christmas special. I don't remember why.
Dave sucks.
Yeah, I know it was my fault.
You miscounted and you suck.
I miscounted. Yeah. Point is, we didn't do a Christmas special. We just kind of ended 2024 very unceremoniously.
We did a New Year's Eve cursed Halo.
We did do that. We did do that.
And I was really drunk.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
that's just you in general, Brian. Ooh.
I don't drink very much anymore. I am mostly high.
You're not
all the time.
You're not doing yourself any favors.
Well, I guess not. But I do live in Washington, so it tracks.
That's true. So I guess
I just assume everybody walking around is high.
Yeah, I mean, from what I saw of Washington when I was there, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah,
I would believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so hello, we're back. Sorry it took so long. We're almost already most of the way through January.
I'm not sorry it took too long. I had a great time just not worrying about anything.
Honestly, same. It was a little refreshing not having to worry about doing this thing, but we're back.
Yeah.
I guess.
I can just be lazy and degenerate.
Yeah.
Every day.
It was so cool. It was so cool just to
played so much Unrailed 2.
Fucking love that shit.
Yeah. Nuclear Nightmare. We can talk about that later.
We actually can talk about that later, yeah.
Oh shit, no, we actually can. There's a big worm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we can talk with that in mind. We can also talk about Unrailed too.
Oh my god, we could talk about Unrailed too. And you haven't even seen the biggest worm yet.
I know. I guess I haven't. Okay, well, we should shut the hell up and talk about what we're talking about today. So
here's something markedly less interesting than what we were just talking about.
Damn. Okay. Here's the funny thing. Part of the reason it took long for us to come back is that we were like, what do we cover? And every time we were like, fucking, I don't know, man. And then I remembered, oh wait, we did a whole episode last year about how cool werewolves are, and the whole reason for that is because the Wolfman trailer came out. Guess what movie came out? It's Wolfman. So we're talking about Wolfman. I felt really stupid when I realized that. I'm gonna say it right off the top because everyone seems to be talking about it. Not a lot of people liked this one, so I think this is going to be an interesting discussion because you and I didn't really talk too much about it after we saw it because we were waiting for this. So I think it's going to be interesting. We'll see.
I think so. Yeah.
But we have some news to catch up on and significantly
I hope
less.
that picked up, by the way.
Huh? It did.
I just burped.
It did pick up, and I'm leaving it in.
No, please do. I didn't want you to get rid of it.
Good. Well, there we go. That's how we're starting season 5. I don't know what season we're on. You're usually the one who makes this joke.
2025, everybody.
Yeah, we're on. Yeah, sure. Whatever. I'll take it. Anyways, we do have news to catch up on, but not as much news as I thought we'd have for taking a month-long hiatus. All right, first things first on the news, we have details about Ultraman Arc, the movie, The Clash of Light and Evil. I'm going to try that again so I don't have that pause in there. We have a trailer and details on Ultraman Arc, the movie, The Clash of Light and Evil. We actually just finished Ultraman Arc yesterday as of recording this. Yep. And so it's fitting that we didn't watch the trailer until just now. I think the trailer came out weeks ago, but we only just watched it now, so it works. But there was Yeah, here we go. Ultraman Arc will face his dark doppelganger Gil Arc in a hyperspace battle clashing between light and evil. Yumahise will face his greatest challenge yet, imposed upon him by a mysterious man, the space sage from planet Diggle, Saskel. Okay, that's an interesting name for a planet. I'll tell you.
People are having some fun times coming up with Ultraman names.
But no, I mean the movie looks good. I'm happy to. Hopefully it comes out here in the States. I mean, the Blazar movie only just came out a couple weeks ago on that Mill Creek Blu-ray.
We gotta watch that.
I know. We got to find some time to set aside to watch it. Assuming it is indeed on Tubi, because I don't know how much Ultraman stuff is on Tubi. But we'll see. Yeah, so that comes out in Japan, at least, on February 21st. And in the States, who knows? Maybe ARC will get a Blu-ray release from Mill Creek. Maybe not. I don't know. But we'll let you know. Yeah.
Honestly, we'll talk about it. But ARC was... I didn't like it as much as I like Blazar. So if we don't get the movie, I'm not going to be as salty about it.
We'll do like a little mini review at the end of this. Because I don't think we have enough to talk about to do a full episode review for ARC like we have done in the past.
I didn't think so either, honestly. So there's not really a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, we'll do a little mini review at the end of this episode, maybe. So... Or you'll finally get your wish, Brian, and we'll save it for like a mini topic shotgun blast episode, like that one time. We'll see.
Yeah, we could do that. That would be fun.
Yeah. All right, well...
Hoshi 35 SRS. What does that mean? What are these hieroglyphics?
Brian, we've talked about Hoshi 35 so many times on this show. How is it not stuck with you? How dare you?
Is this merch?
No, it's not merch. It's a new indie kaiju film from Hiroto Yokokawa, who directed The Great Buddha Arrival and Nezura 1964, with effects by Daisuke Sato, who of course we know from why am I blanking on the name? Howl Beyond the Fog. Howl from Beyond the Fog. And it's got a huge cast of
I remember this. I just looked it up.
Yeah, it's the one that has like a ton of different people from various tokusatsu and kaiju things. Namely Megumi Odaka, who of course played Mikasagusa from the Godzilla Heisei era. Jun Hashizume, who was also in Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla with her, and also in Ultraman Z. Brian, you should fucking watch Ultraman Z. Jesus Christ, and we're not going to shut up until you do it.
Okay.
And a bunch of others that I'm not going to name because there really is a ton of people in here, and it's just going to take too long to do. But yeah, so Hoshi 35 has a Blu-ray on sale from SRS. Of course, it was SRS. Who else was it ever going to be? Expected to ship in late May 2025. I still got to pre-order my copy because I honestly kind of forgot until I was gathering news. But yeah, I'm excited. This was one of the few. This was like probably the indie kaiju movie that I was most excited for. So I'm glad it did end up getting picked up by SRS like I assumed it would. I mean, aside from Burst of the God, which should hopefully be coming out soon. But we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
May 2025. Go buy your Blu-ray. It comes with a poster. Free of charge. Well, one of them's the folded poster is free of charge. Rolled is still $5 extra, but still, you get a poster no matter what.
I don't have room for posters.
They're small posters, though. They're not big.
They're small?
They're small.
Let me
hold on. Let me. I closed the tab, but I'll bring it back up for you.
It's fine. I can look at it later.
No, I already did it.
These measurements are going to mean nothing to me.
I mean, that's fair. Where, I'm looking at the product listing. I don't even see dimensions for the poster. So
watch it just be like a piece of paper size.
It's I think it's slightly bigger than that. As someone who has bought multiple Blu-rays from SRS and has posters of all of them, they are slightly bigger than that. I think. In my mind's eye, it looks slightly bigger. I don't know for sure though.
You know what's funny? You just used the term "in my mind's eye" just now, but I just used that term like maybe 20 minutes ago.
Whoa.
That's weird.
That is weird. Brian, this is why we host a podcast together. Because we're so in sync. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Because we're sharing one brain cell, and it's easier for like both of us to be talking than just one.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, we've gone into detail on this. We share a single brain cell. You know, if you guys haven't seen our episode on with Donnie Winter on growing up with Godzilla, we go into that a lot. I do think about that every so often now. Like, you can very clearly see the spark, like the synapse going between us on video.
I mean, people. I mean, I'm pretty sure Sam pointed it out to us in real life that we do that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Like, our fucking ears perk up at the same time.
Well, to be fair, like, we're usually hearing about cool stuff that we both like Godzilla. So we're like, ooh. Cool. So it's
you know what we haven't done to my surprise, but I just realized we haven't done a Wojacking picture together.
Well, it's because I keep doing it and you're like, no, that's cringe. You're too cowardly, right. Brian. You're too cowardly.
I am too cowardly. Okay, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that during G-Fest.
Yeah. So if you are listening and you're coming to G-Fest, be on the lookout for Brian and I doing a Wojak picture.
Or bring something for us to Wojak at. Coolest wins.
Oh, true. That's a good one too. Please.
Bring a DVD of Godzilla Final Wars. Okay. Specifically the DVD.
All right. Here's the thing. Yeah. If you see us, have something, bring something, just bring anything. It can be anything as long as it's funny. We will Wojak at it if you ask us nicely, and you'll get a talking Toku sticker in return. That's a Toku promise if ever there was one.
It might not be the most high quality sticker, but
no, I'm gonna get nice ones printed for this year's G-Fest.
Okay, all right.
Don't worry.
Are we getting shirts for ourselves this year?
Yes, we are actually going to get shirts for ourselves this year. Those might not be as high quality as the ones I gave out to our friends of the show last year, but I don't care. I want the brand. I want the brand to be present.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on in the news.
Yes. Some sadder news. Michael Schlesinger, who is a repertory executive, big in the film industry, who most notably worked at Sony, has unfortunately passed away at 74. He was, it doesn't say what kind, but it said he was being treated for a rare form of cancer. It doesn't say what kind of cancer, though. But the reason we're talking about him, though, is that he played a huge part in bringing a lot of the Godzilla movies over to the States. He is the one who wrote and produced the U.S. cut of Godzilla 2000. And with that being said, like, he was, I'm sure, had a big hand in acquiring the Heisei and other Millennium films to be brought over here, to be dubbed and released on DVD, VHS, what have you. So yeah, he was a very huge champion of international cinema. He was a very big proponent for that. So yeah, just kind of some sad news, unfortunately. But what's talking Toku without a random sad news every so often, right?
Without random bad vibes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a shame. We wouldn't.
It's a shame.
That picked up again, Brian.
God damn it! They're the worst time.
Yeah, I mean the first one was funny, but this one was like, damn, you just killed the vibe. Not that the vibe was already all that great, but still.
All right, you can cut that out if you want. I am sorry though.
No, you know what? It's fine. It brought the vibe back up, if anything.
Yeah. Well, the dude did important work.
He did. We probably wouldn't be sitting here talking about Godzilla and kaiju if it wasn't for Michael Schlesinger. So, yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. I mean, big respect to all his work. He'll be missed. Again, cancer fucking sucks. Yeah, and I hate cancer.
And I think we talked about this during our Gremlins 2 review, that he was also trying to get a U.S. produced sequel to Godzilla 2000 off the ground at one point, but of course that never happened. Go listen to our Gremlins 2 episode if you want to hear more about that and the rabbit hole that I went down on that.
That episode is just kind of batshit, anyways. Yeah, so, you know.
I mean, it has to be. We're covering Gremlins 2. If it wasn't batshit, we wouldn't be. You know, it wouldn't be in the spirit of Gremlins 2.
That's true.
So,
all right.
What's going on?
Godzilla versus Hulk.
It's happening. So
is this the comic?
Yes. So if you guys remember last year, Marvel announced a huge crossover event with Godzilla, basically, because they've been doing a bunch of crossovers recently. Most of them in-house, though. Because they've been doing a bunch of like Alien and Predator stuff, but that's because Disney owns both Marvel and Fox. So technically that's still that's still all stuff that they own. But yeah, they did a Predator versus Wolverine. I think they're doing a Predator versus Black Panther and eventually Spider-Man. They're currently doing Aliens x Avengers, which I've heard is really, really good. But
Aliens x Avengers?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Apparently it's like from what I haven't read it yet, but from what I've heard, it's like basically sort of post-apocalyptic, like kind of aliens have like overrun Earth entirely.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I was trying to think like how that would even work. Cuz like just a couple aliens up against like any single hero would just be
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I haven't read it myself. Apparently, they throw some of the Prometheus lore in there as well, which is interesting. But yeah, I gotta read it because I really liked.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Prometheus lore. Man, you know what? Honestly, anybody who puts Prometheus lore in their alien thing has huge balls.
They do.
Huge balls. People fucking hate that movie. I don't understand it, but people hate it and any of the lore that came with it.
I agree. But yeah, anyways, so last year they announced we're getting Godzilla versus Fantastic Four in March. But then I think they're all one shots too. Like it's not full series. They're going to do a couple of one shots of Godzilla going up against various heroes. So we're getting Fantastic Four in March, and then in April we're getting Godzilla versus Hulk, and we have a solicitation here. It's April 16th specifically, by the way. General Ross has no tolerance for monsters in any form. With his anti-kaiju task force, the Thunderbolts, he's taken down or imprisoned the biggest and baddest monsters on the planet. Fin Fang Foom, Mothra, Kumanga, even the Hulk. Now all that's left is his biggest hunt of all, Godzilla. But the Thunderbolts' efforts to bring their last monster to heel may just result in the most destructive battle royale to ever rock the Earth. It's time to figure out who's really the strongest there is. That sounds really, really awesome. I'm very excited for this. And it's interesting. I think, because I saw people talking about this on Twitter the other day. I think Death Battle, not that I give a shit about Death Battle. Yeah, Death Battle is doing a Hulk versus Godzilla video coming up as well. So it's interesting that we're actually getting like an official and unofficial version of this fight like within the same span of time.
Man, again, that's a channel name I've heard in a long time.
I know, right? Like I said, no one fucking cares about.
They still going?
Yes, I know. Yeah, they're still going.
That's insane.
I don't know anyone who actually likes them anymore, but
I don't know. I think I've probably watched a grand total of like 2 death battle videos in my entire life.
I could definitely count it on one hand. That's for sure.
I mean, obviously, neither of those videos stuck with me. So
no, I think I obviously the Godzilla versus Gamera one I watched. I think they did a Mecha Godzilla versus Megazord one at some point that I definitely saw as well.
That one sounds familiar. I might have seen that one.
Yeah. But yeah,
whatever.
But yeah, Godzilla versus Hulk in April. I don't know how many of these they're going to be doing, but I'm going to read them all. That's all I'm saying. So yeah. More comics news though. Moving on. We talked about IDW is doing a Godzilla versus America series as well. That starts, so the first issue is next month, I believe. It's Godzilla versus Chicago. And then April is Godzilla versus Los Angeles. And I don't know if this is... So the article says, some might accuse IDW of being a little tone deaf with the release of Godzilla vs. Los Angeles, given that the city and surrounding regions are dealing with the real-life effects of devastating wildfires. Understandable, but I'm sure this is the case of the same thing with the Magic the Gathering crossover that had Space Godzilla's subtitle as Death Corona 3 months into the COVID pandemic. In that they printed this stuff like months ago and didn't anticipate it. But to kind of combat that, they put out a little bit of a press release for this, in that the issue is going to be benefiting relief charities. So I will read it off. To our retail partners and fans, we hope this message finds you safe and well. IDW Publishing is deeply committed to its community of creators, readers, and retailers. As part of this community, we understand that sensitivity and support are paramount, especially during challenging times. We are reaching out to address the upcoming release of Godzilla vs. Los Angeles, the next installment in our Godzilla vs. America series. Planned since last July, this 40-page anthology features the work of some beloved Los Angeles-based writers and artists and is scheduled to go on sale in April 2025. We recognize the unfortunate coincidence of our comics theme with the recent devastating fires in Los Angeles. Godzilla as a series has often served as a metaphor for the impact of unprecedented tragedies stemming from human actions or natural causes. It is not our intention to capitalize on these recent events, but rather to continue to explore themes that resonate with and reflect the human condition. To support our community in this difficult time, we've decided to donate all proceeds from the sales of Godzilla vs. Los Angeles to the Book Industry Charitable Foundation. This contribution will directly aid bookstores and comic shops affected by the fires, helping them recover and rebuild. We appreciate your support as retailers and partners in bringing stories to life, even when art unintentionally mirrors reality. Through this effort, we can offer some assistance to those impacted by the events in Los Angeles. Thank you for understanding and continued readership. Please feel free to reach out with any questions or for further discussion. So I think that's a pretty good way to sort of go back and, not really damage control because it wasn't really their intention from the get-go, but I think it's still a nice thing for them to do.
Nah, dude, I think it's fucking based as hell, dude. 100%,
yeah, 100%
of their profits.
That's wild.
From it.
That's awesome.
Like, a lot of companies would just be like a portion or like half at most. Like, man, that is a good move right there. That's how you know that they like give a shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Like 100%. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm very happy to hear that. So I will definitely be buying that book for sure.
That is how you get good publicity. Listen up, rest of the entertainment world. For fuck's sake.
Yeah, just be decent human beings and you'll get good publicity.
Yeah. And then people will buy your stuff. It's really not that hard. We should be in charge. Please. Can we be in charge just of all of it?
Of everything, just the entire world.
Just of everything.
We can do that.
All right. I think I make common sense decisions.
Yeah, I think so. Well, it'll all be about Godzilla though.
It would all be about Godzilla. 100% of humanity's focus would turn towards creating a real life Godzilla.
Oh no. I'd prefer Mechagodzilla at that point. I don't want to play.
Nah,
I don't want
dude.
to play God too much.
There cannot be a Mechagodzilla without a real,
You know,
not mechanical Godzilla.
Brian, you're so right. You're so right. You're not right all that often, but when you are, goddamn.
What the fuck? Where'd that come from? Damn, dude. Okay. All right. Well, hey, there's some new Godzilla news, Dave. Some Toho Godzilla news.
Toho put up a video and was like, "Whoa, update on the new Godzilla movie from Takashi Yamazaki," and everyone was like, "Whoa!"
The 5th Blu-ray release of Godzilla -1.
Oh, could you imagine? But thankfully, that's not the case. But yeah, everyone went nuts. It was like, "Oh my god, this is a huge news, huge update on Godzilla -1 sequel potentially."
Mojacked at the screen.
Yeah, literally. But literally, all it was, "Hey, this movie is happening. Stay tuned for more updates."
Mm-hmm.
That was literally it. And I'm like, why are so many people running with this as if it's like anything significant? We already knew the movie was happening.
Yeah, but now they're sure that it's happening, Dave. Now they know 100%.
But it was already 100% happening.
I don't know. I don't know, dude. People need shit spelled out for them 100%.
That's true. I mean, I do. I know I do sometimes.
Yeah. You can't read, so you need things to be read to you.
I can read. You're the one who can't read, Brian.
Whoa.
Brian.
That's
Brian,
some big talking right there.
Do you want me to go into details right now? Because I can go into details.
Nah. We're good.
You sure?
Yeah.
How's that book I lent you going, Brian?
Which one?
You don't even know.
There's a bunch of them.
I've only.
You know what I did read though? I read the Meg. Okay,
that's true. Actually, speaking of, who has that right now? I'm curious.
Oh, one of my surveying partners still has it.
How many hands has it switched in it by now?
Honestly, it's been with the same person. I gotta get that thing back.
Damn! I was hoping for like
it's stagnated. I gotta find some heavy readers, man.
I know. I was hoping to have like 20 more people have read it by now.
Nah.
That's sad.
I was hoping so too.
Oh well.
I do have a few people in my classes that may want to borrow it, so it may be changing hands in the future.
All right, that's good. So we're spreading the word of the Meg. Thank God.
Yeah.
Just like we're spreading the word of Dog Soldiers too.
Oh my God, dude, Dog Soldiers. Yeah. Fucking best goddamn movie. We need to have a standalone episode.
We might need to have a standalone episode of Dog Soldiers in the future.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, you mentioned on Discord the other day we were.
Maybe for the Dog Soldiers episode, we can like have a companion like commentary track.
Oh my God! I mean, we talked a lot about doing a Meg commentary track. Maybe a Dog Soldiers commentary track is also.
I feel like I would enjoy the Dog Soldiers commentary track significantly more than I would the Meg one. I don't like the Meg. I don't.
But Brian, is it not funny to do a commentary track for a movie you don't like? You just shit on it the whole time.
I guess so. All right, you're winning me over. Okay.
I mean, we're gonna do both. It doesn't matter. We can do both. We will do both.
Yeah, we're gonna do both. We're doing both.
All right. Okay.
Let's move on to our topic.
Yeah, segue from Dog Soldiers to a different werewolf movie. Look at that. We're so professional.
The Dog Man.
The Dog Man. Yeah. So people, like I said at the top, people don't seem to be jiving with this as much, and I understand it. I think people are being a little too harsh on it. I don't think it's really that bad, but I would hesitate to call it good. What do you think?
Well, background. I was pretty excited about this movie when I saw that it was being directed by the dude who did Invisible Man.
Oh yes, 100%.
And one of the best parts of the Invisible Man was the characters. Like, they were written really well. They all acted very believably, and those expectations were not met.
No,
with this movie.
No, not.
My big takeaway from it was it is not like, it's not horrible. Like, it's not like the worst, most god awful piece of shit I've ever seen. But the story itself, I think, was fine, and like it could have worked.
Mm-hmm.
But like the characters were written poorly. They chose the wrong actors for them. They had no chemistry. And everything that they used to try to get me to care about them didn't work.
Yeah.
It's really upsetting because it's a huge 180 from where The Invisible Man was. I cared about every character in that movie, no matter how small their part was. And it carried the movie. Like, it was just such a huge part of it. And this one, the Wolfman parts are great. Like, it's scary. I think that the Wolfman itself ends up looking pretty good. We'll talk about that later. Like, but by the end of the movie, he looks pretty good. But yeah, I mean, that's about it for me. There's just a few horror sequences, and some of the scenes where he's hunting is good, but mainly that's about it.
Yeah, it's really, there's some really good stuff in there.
Yeah,
but there's not enough good for the sum of its parts to come together and really create a wholly satisfying experience. I mean, like you mentioned, the writing.
It's horrible.
The writing is just atrocious, dude.
At times, it was literally the "I'm 14 and this is deep" subreddit become manifest.
I think I mentioned this to you. I can't remember. I mentioned to a couple other people. I likened the liken, no pun intended.
Nice.
I didn't even intend that. That was pretty good.
Nice.
I'm proud of that one. I likened the dialogue quality to the Star Wars prequels, and I love the Star Wars prequels. This is the first time I've talked shit about the Star Wars prequels in years because, again, despite loving the movies, the writing in those ain't great. That's kind of the general consensus even with fans of the prequel trilogy, that the dialogue feels really weird and unnatural, to a staggering degree. No one should be comparing any movie's dialogue to those movies. It's if you're comparing it to the Star Wars prequels, it's not good. You're in for a bad time because it's just no one talks like that in real life, dude. No one does. Like you said, it's the I am 14. This is deep. It felt like a soap opera.
I compared it to a soap opera. And it's funny actually. Sam and I are we've been watching Ugly Betty. Okay. And there's in the first season they show a lot of clips of the Spanish soap operas, and it's 1-to-1, dude. It's 1-to-1. The drama is so stupid. I don't care about it.
That's so
it's
funny.
Just ridiculous.
That's so
it's
funny.
Just ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, that was just probably the biggest letdown for me. And I knew that it was gonna plague the movie during the cold open with his dad. The dialogue between him and his dad, it just didn't sound right.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that sense too. Right off the bat, it's not sure how I feel about this writing.
You know what? I think I know what it is. They're saying too many words to each other and before someone responds. You know what I mean? They're saying too many words at a time. Because like when people talk, unless they're like giving like a presentation, you usually say like a total of like maybe 3 to 7 words, maybe like to as a response in a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But like the main guy just goes on these fucking monologues about a bunch of stupid shit like consistently.
Yeah.
And it's jarring. It's so weird. It's bizarre. I do think though that the kid, the daughter, was actually played pretty believably.
Yeah, she was pretty
I
good.
actually didn't.
Ginger.
Yeah, I think her actress did a pretty good job. Like definitely acted like a stupid kid.
Mm-hmm.
Made some. Never really made any decisions that like pissed me off. I would be like, yeah, I could see a child making that decision. Like fucking running out of the car as soon as the dude's on the fucking top of the car or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that, I mean, I guess that was a plus. But man, when you only got 2 other characters in your movie and they're both written like shit, man.
Yeah, it was
Yikes.
Which it sucks because like I really feel like the characters and the writing, like the dialogue, is the worst. Really, the only bad thing. Like I think it's really, really well directed, and I think like it's not super scary for a horror movie, but I think the way they present a lot of the horror is really, really well done.
Yeah. Yeah, there were definitely a lot of sequences where you can see things that the characters can't. Like there was a good amount of like wide shots.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's near the end of the movie when they're back in the house and Blake is kind of fully transformed. They're like backing away from the door, and you like see him in the background, kind of like creeping down the stairs, and like, oh, that's nice. I like that a lot. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm saying. Like the sequences, the horror sequences, or whenever they're being hunted, like that stuff is directed really well.
Yeah.
It's just the character stuff. When it's just the characters, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really frustrating.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to mention, because after Sam and I got out of the movie, we were talking about it, and we're both basically like, is it weird that when the wife first walked into the house, I thought that it was the guy's daughter, like older daughter?
I thought,
because they do not look.
I thought that from the trailer, Brian. I thought that all the way back from the trailer.
Because it looks weird. Like they're both clearly adults.
Yeah.
But like the main character, the dude, what's his face? He is like older adult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm looking it up. Christopher Abbott, who played Blake, is 38. Julia Garner, who played Charlotte, is 30. So there's not that big an age gap between them. But I don't know.
Man, she must have one hell of a skincare routine.
Yeah, because she does. Yeah,
but like that was weird to me. I don't know why they chose that, but that kind of goes back to my thing. Like I think that they picked the wrong actors. I don't think that these actors did a good job.
Yeah, I think it was just
maybe
miscast.
They weren't right for it.
I mean, I'm sure these guys are capable actors. I don't know if I've seen them in anything else.
I've definitely never seen the dude. Didn't look familiar to me at all.
Oh, he was in Poor Things. I don't remember who he was in Poor Things, but Poor Things was really, really good.
I didn't see that. I should have.
It's really good.
I've heard it's good.
It's very, very
I've heard it's
good.
really horny too.
It's one of the horniest movies I've ever seen, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Have I seen Julia Garner or anything? Oh, she's going to be Silver Surfer in the new Fantastic Four movie later this year.
Wow, they're making Silver Surfer a woman?
Yeah.
They've gone, whoa.
I know.
I'm just kidding. Guys, I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
Shala Ball, in the comics, she is the lover of Norrin Rad, who is the usual Silver Surfer.
Whoa. I don't know anything about comics, to be honest.
She was in an episode of Robot Chicken.
Oh, cool.
It just says various voices, so who knows who she voiced.
Wow. So Wolfman was her big break. That's sad.
Wolfman was her big break.
I am sorry. I'm double sorry because from what I've seen, the box office has not been great.
Yeah, no. So, I'm curious. Let's go Box Office Mojo. Let's see how much money this movie has made so far. Wolfman. So the budget was $25 million. Pretty nice. You know, horror movies are usually cheaper to make. Right now, it has made $17 million. It has been out for a week, and it has not made back its budget.
That's not a good sign.
It's not a good sign. Actually, not. No, I guess it hasn't been a week. It's only been a weekend, but still, the fact that it was that low budget and it still hasn't made it back is not great for sure.
Well, and now there's all this online discourse that we have now contributed to, and it's gonna steer people away from it.
I know. So. I'm sorry, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Here's the thing. I still think it's worth a watch, though. Like it's not nearly as bad as people are making it out to be. But I don't know. Well, here's the thing, Brian. I would think you, of all people, would want this movie to succeed because that means you get more Dark Universe, Cinematic Universe movies.
It's true. I do love Dark Universe, Cinematic Universe movies.
So you really need this to do well.
I do need this to do well, and that's why I'm so sad that it sucked shit and it's not.
Damn, here I'm being like, oh, it's not that bad.
I want more Dooku. Listen, it's not bad. It's not, well, it's not horrible, but it's not good either. It's just this weird, like,
it's fine. It's so serviceable.
It's fine. Yeah, you know what? It's fine. And I was talking to Sam about this. Like, honestly, I think that's the worst thing you can be.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
And that makes me really sad because it just makes it so much more unlikely that we're not going to get more Dooku stuff, but also probably not going to get more Wolfman stuff for a good while.
I know, which it sucks because, like, you know, we did a whole episode about this. The werewolves are like the coolest of the classic monsters, and they just kind of dropped the ball on this one. I don't think the Wolfman itself in this movie is that bad, but just the movie itself is like not great. Yeah. I mean, do we want to talk about the Wolfman?
I can talk about that. That's the one thing that I actually really did like. From like before I saw the movie, you had told me that he kind of metamorphosizes into the Wolfman. Mm-hmm. And while I was picturing in my head like the Fly, but it's more like he gets a disease and then he kind of turns into the wolf right at the end. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like, honestly, even though I was expecting one thing and I got something else, it still worked. I liked it. I like the idea of the Wolfman being like an actual sickness that you contract.
Yeah, it's a really interesting concept. Like, so I had mentioned to you, going off of Leigh Whannell's previous Universal Monster movie, The Invisible Man, that was like a total reinvention of the mythos of that movie and character. Like it shares almost nothing in common with the original H.G. Wells story.
I don't care though.
No, it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Cool. And the sound it makes is so scary.
Yeah. So I had mentioned, like, it seemed, going off of that and this movie, it seems like his thing is like he's trying to sort of reinvent those characters. And as a monster, as a concept, the Wolfman, the werewolf, isn't really a monster that really needs to be reinvented. But I thought the way he approached that reinterpretation was really well done, like a sickness. That's like we haven't really seen that before in most werewolf movies. I mean, they have in the past, but not nearly to this level where it's like kind of a slow burn thing, and it's like happening, throughout the film, rather than like one transformation is like, oh no, I'm sick with the werewolf disease. But no, like they really committed to that idea in this, and I think that's one of this film's strongest aspects.
Yeah. I mean, I also think, like, in terms of reinventing something, I think he did a good job kind of changing the way that changing the way that you see, like, this change. Like, instead of showing it from purely, like, physical perspective where, like, his fingers are getting longer and claws are coming out, they actually, like, will cut to his perspective, and like his senses are changing.
That is the coolest fucking thing in this movie. That is the single coolest thing in this movie.
The literally the best part of this movie is being able to is that time when after he's gotten infected, but before he's really turned into like a wolf man, and his perception is going insane. And so I'm gonna cut to it early. My favorite scene in the whole entire movie was when he was like hearing these fucking footsteps, and he thought that it was the Wolfman walking around outside because it sounded really similar, and it led him all the way upstairs, and he opened the closet, and there's just this disgustingly large fucking spider up there, and he realizes that what he's hearing is the spider walking, and that was like, the movie still hadn't won me over, but I was like, okay, like, this is really fucking cool. If this shit was in a better story, or like had better writing, this would be one of the best Wolfman movies. Like, you don't often see, like, from their eyes what they are seeing, or like how their senses are changing, and like, you're turning into a fucking dog, so all your shit is gonna be going haywire. The only thing I wish they could have done is somehow shown his change in like smell perception. I don't know how you'd ever do that, like, visually on screen. But
you do it. You bring back 4D movies and start spraying scents in the theaters, or do scratch and sniff.
That would be pretty cool. They just hand the scratch and sniff card as you go out. That's funny.
I remember I had a scratch and I went to a scratch and sniff thing for Rugrats Go Wild. That was the only time I've ever done a scratch and sniff thing in a movie theater. They should have done that for Wolfman.
They should have. One of them's gonna be wolf poop.
Honestly, yeah, that's probably why they didn't do it, because there'd probably be a ton of gross smells.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, I thought the presentation of his change into the Wolfman was literal S tier stuff.
There's a lot of like really strong bits surrounding that whole concept. Like, obviously, you kind of see this in the trailer, where that, like, despite his heightened senses, he cannot understand his family whatsoever. Like, all it sounds is just like garbled nonsense. But there's one time where his daughter gets through to him. That's really, really cool. They have this thing where, like, he goes like, oh, what am I thinking? Because like she's like, oh, she's a mind reader. She's a smart little girl. She can read minds. And like, he puts her hand on his forehead. He's like, oh, what am I thinking right now? And you know, she always like, oh, I love my little girl. That's what. And he's like, oh, how do you get that every time? And she does that when he's changing, and that's the one thing that gets through to him. You see her eyes like go back to normal, because when it switches to his perspective, like, their eyes are glowing. I'm not really sure what the meaning of that is, but her eyes stop glowing, and it kind of gets through to him. I wish they'd expanded on that just a little bit, because we go into that a little more later in the movie, where it's like he realizes that it's his family, but we don't really get a whole lot of that aspect. I wish they would have gone a little further into it. But there's that. That was really nice. I liked that they kind of alluded to that and built that up a little from the start. And then the other one, this wasn't this might be my favorite scene in the whole entire movie, just because it was really, really, really cool. This one wasn't really thematic; it just looked cool. It's near the end when he's like gone full Wolfman and he's hunting them, and they're hiding out in the barn. It's pitch black, and it switches to his perspective, and he's right fucking in front of them, and then it switches back, and they can't see a damn thing because it's so dark. And I'm like, oh, okay, that was really cool. I liked that a lot. But yeah, that was probably my favorite scene of the whole entire movie, I think.
Damn. Got those out of the way
I know. We're so good. We're so good
to be
at our
honest, there weren't that many scenes to choose from.
There weren't. Oh, actually, hold on. Before we continue, I want to go back to that scene in the barn. There is a scene, a particular shot in that scene that I want to know if you got the same sense that I did. It felt like a reference to the Lost World Jurassic Park. There's a scene of them like digging underneath the barn walls to try and get out. And immediately I thought of the scene in the Lost World when they're being chased by the raptors and they're trapped in the shed, and they do that exact same thing. And then just like the Wolfman does in this movie, the raptors like kind of start digging back, trying to get at them. And I'm like, oh my God, is that a Jurassic Park reference?
I did not get that sense, but now that you've explained it to me, I'm on your side.
I am 100% sure that it is unintentional, but it immediately popped into my mind when I saw that. I'm like, Jurassic Park? Yeah. Lost World?
Speaking of references, by the way,
I think I know where you're going with this. I hope I know where you're going with this.
There is another scene where the dad character gets grabbed from a doggy door and gets pulled. Like,
this is not where I thought it was going.
The Wolfman's trying to pull him out through the doggy door, and then his wife comes over and beats it with his the thing's fucking arm with a goddamn hammer. And I immediately clocked that as a Dog Soldiers reference, whether it is or not. It is to me.
Yeah, I did not clock that, unfortunately. I'm a little upset.
God damn it! It was so good.
Yeah,
oh, man. I
assume,
had that scene burned in my head.
I assume that one was intentional. It better have been intentional.
I hope so. We need more Dog Soldiers. We need Dog Soldiers 2.
We need Dog Soldiers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc., etc. Make it a whole franchise.
A spin-off series.
Yeah. And, I assumed the reference you were going for is that we got another Wolfman on Wolfman fight like we did in the 2010 Wolfman.
Oh yeah, we fucking did. I wish that one of them ripped the shirt off.
Yeah, I had the same thought. I'm like, it ain't gonna be. This one was cool, but it ain't gonna be Anthony Hopkins ripping his shirt off. Sorry.
Yeah. Speaking of the fight, I felt nothing when it revealed that it was his dad.
Neither did I.
Knew it was coming.
I was like, okay, cool, I guess. I mean, it was, yeah, you knew it was coming because like it's established that like he's sort of hunting for the creature at the start because he's like talking over the radio with the one guy. But, yeah, it's like, who cares?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I mean,
it was a nothing reveal.
Yeah, it really.
I wouldn't have cared. But also, now I want to know what happened to the other Wolfman. Is there another one out there? Did he kill the other one?
Yeah, like, I noticed some people talking, like, we don't know really what happened to, like, the, I guess, patient zero, you could call it, that we sort of, but don't really see at the very, very start of the movie, which I think that was the one that they showed off at the Universal Horror Nights. Like, the split second we see of his silhouette through the rifle scope, I'm pretty sure it's that design.
Yeah.
but I don't know for sure.
I mean, in the movie, like in context, he looked, he looked kind
He
of
looked fine because we don't get a good look at him. We do not get a good look at him.
Yeah.
So it does not matter. But yeah, we never hear from that specific Wolfman ever again. So it's, ooh, it could be a sequel, Brian. Could be Wolfman 2.
It's not happening.
It's
you know
not
what they need to do?
Bring in
You know what
dog
they need to
soldiers.
Yes, but no. They need to reboot the Dooku again.
Yeah, you're so right, Brian.
Just start it up again.
Just start it up again.
Let's just go. We'll crank it up again, and we'll let it rip.
Bring Tom Cruise back.
Yep, bring Tom Cruise back. Let him direct his own movie.
Yeah. Does Tom Cruise even direct? Does he even direct anything?
I
just
don't
acts.
know. I don't know, but from what I hear, he basically directs the movie. When he's on set.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's fucking Tom Cruise. Come on.
Yeah.
Dude's got a tooth in the middle of his face.
He does. He really does.
It's so weird. Guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Tom Cruise tooth middle of face and you'll see.
You can just look up Tom Cruise tooth and I'm sure that it would do
yeah,
the job.
Yeah, I mean you could do that. Tom Cruise facial structure, you do. He's a bizarre looking man once you start looking at him closely. Put him under a little microscope.
Oh my god, we totally could. I was just thinking like, is there a Tom Cruise movie we could cover? He was in World of the Worlds.
You know what's funny? Sam and I just watched that.
Really? I watched it relatively recently. I think I watched it a couple of months ago.
That movie is visually terrifying.
Visually, yes. Everything else is like kind of whatever.
I like the movie. It's one of my. I think it's unappreciated.
I thought it was fine. Not honest. Bad, but fine.
I think you're a bitch.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Moving on.
Well, I mean, I don't remember any of the music in the movie, by the way. Yeah. I remember it was too loud, and that was about it.
Which is a shame, because who was it? It was... Who did the music? I looked it up. Benjamin Wallfish, who did the music for our favorite movie of all time, The Flash.
Oh, God.
The hit movie Kraven the Hunter.
This is making a lot of sense now.
But he did Blade Runner 2049, which I haven't seen since it was in theaters, so I don't remember if the music was actually all that memorable. But he also did Alien Romulus, and I don't really remember the music in that movie either.
Yeah.
We just saw that.
Yeah,
oh no.
What?
Ryan, he's doing the music for Until Dawn.
Oh my god.
Oh, we should have talked about that because there's a kaiju in that trailer.
Yeah, well, we can talk about it at the end.
Or we can just not, because it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good.
We'll talk about it next week.
There's our mini review, guys. Yeah. It looks bad. Can you believe it?
Yeah. The Until Dawn movie that looks like it has absolutely nothing to do with the source material looks bad. There you go. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Is there anything else?
We didn't really. Yeah, no, that's not really. Oh, the transformation. What do we think about the transformation scene? That's the big Wolfman thing.
The big Wolfman thing? I thought it was good. I mean, it was pretty
fine.
By the numbers.
Yeah, it wasn't like anything like really, really interesting. It was serviceable, like the rest of the movie was.
That's what's so fucking frustrating about this, because it had some really fucking cool shit, and then it was surrounded by either trash or mediocrity.
Yeah.
It's baffling to me. Man, they should have just taken that one core idea of just going all out with showing perception changes and just built the movie around it, but something different. Because, man, that story.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's rough.
The location of the movie, Alaska, that was a good choice.
Was it Alaska? I thought it was Oregon.
Alaska.
I thought it was Oregon.
Oh, no, you're right. It is Oregon. No, you're right. It's Oregon.
Come on, Brian.
Sorry, my bad. as a Pacific Northwest living man right now.
You should know.
I should know. I haven't been to Oregon though, believe it or not.
Maybe you should.
I will be going to Oregon this year, but not right now.
Okay. Well, dude, make sure to look for the Wolfman while you're there.
I will look for the Wolfman. But I mean, I liked the final shot of them between the valleys.
Yep.
It's cool that they kind of just ended up there. Yeah. Kind of it.
I gave it.
That's kind of it for me.
I gave it a nice 6 out of 10.
I honestly think my score has kind of gone back to a 5 out of 10.
You think so? Yeah.
It is. I don't know, because 5 is like baseline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like anything less than a 5 I would categorize as like a bad movie. But like this had some really cool stuff in it. But also it was weighed down by just, everything we talked about.
Yeah.
So, maybe it does deserve a 6 out of 10. Because I mean, like, while a lot of it didn't jive with me, I also got to see some really cool shit. So maybe it made up for it a little bit. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stay with a 5 out of 10 for now, but definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
I don't think that it deserves all the hate that I've been seeing. Like, people are really embellishing how bad it is.
Yeah.
Like, if you like the werewolf genre, you should probably at least watch this once.
Yeah, just because, some people are really digging it. We're kind of in the middle. Film is subjective. That's the thing. It's nothing is objectively bad. Except The Flash.
Yeah, The Flash. If you like The Flash, there's something wrong with you. Movie sucks.
All right. Yeah. I guess that's it for the Wolfman. Sorry, just Wolfman. It's not the Wolfman.
Yeah. So sad.
Rest
in peace, Dooku. Again.
Do you want to hear my theory for the next Wolfman movie?
It's not happening. That's your theory.
No. Well, there's that too. But I just the title of the Wolfman. Just the title of the next Wolfman movie. It's going to be Wolfman, but one word, because the first Wolfman movie in 1941 is The Wolfman. 2010 Wolfman is The Wolfman, like Wolfman being one word. This is just Wolfman. So by that logic, the next one just has to be called Wolfman, one word.
That's a really insightful.
I know, right? I'm really smart.
Really
I'm very smart.
Yeah. I'm holding you to that prediction. If that doesn't happen, I'm going to be upset.
Brian, if you remember that I made this prediction by the time we get a new Wolfman movie, I will give you $5.
Dude, that's going to be in like 20 years, and $5 is going to be like nothing.
I know, right? But
$5 is already basically bordering on nothing.
I know. You can get a bag of chips for $5, though.
I could get 2 bags of Skittles for $5, or one bigger bag of Skittles for $5.
Well, how big we talking though? Like the king size thing?
No, the sharing size.
The
king size ones are like, yeah.
I don't know. We should move on.
This
is stupid.
All right, what new cool kaiju thing have you been checking out, Dave? I said it this time.
Whoa, you piece of shit. That's my job.
Yeah, but I didn't say the stupid acronym because you never say it when it's just us.
Yeah, I only say it when we have guests because I know it upsets you.
Yeah, it does upset me. It annoys me.
Let me see. I actually have a couple of things that I have watched. No, actually not just watched. I've been reading some things too. I've been reading this kind of off and on throughout the last couple of years, and I just never mention it, but I've been going hard on friend of the show Jeremy Robinson's bibliography, namely his chess team stuff. Love the chess team stuff. I've mentioned it here on the show before, but I've read a significant amount more since I last mentioned it. Last one was, well, technically I read Herculean, which is a spin-off series of the core chess team, and there was a big bear elk hybrid creature, and it was really cool.
A big
bear
elk hybrid bear.
Like, it was basically a giant bear with antlers.
That's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah. Brian, you should read the chess team novels. I think you'd really like them.
Okay.
I feel like there was something I had like watched recently, but
I mean, we finished Arc.
We did finish Arc. It was fine.
Yeah, that's the mini review. It was fine.
I feel like it didn't really start to get good until like the last third, and even then, it was still just like fine. It wasn't like it didn't get to the heights that Blazar did, and I understand that like Blazar is like a really high bar to compare something to, but even then it was kind of just like I kind of had more fun with, you know, Decker or Zet. So I think I mentioned it last time we mentioned Arc. It's very much on par with Decker for me, I think. But I feel like Decker was a little more consistent with its quality than Arc was. I'm not entirely sure. They might be kind of... you can kind of swap them out for second and third place, I guess.
Yeah. Except for the fact that Decker didn't have fucking Yuppie, and I hate Yuppie. So I would much rather watch.
You really did hate Yuppie. You hated Yuppie.
Yeah, Yuppie fucking sucked.
But Decker also had Spherosaurus like 70,000 times.
Oh my god, you're right. Fuck. Yeah. I mean, basically, what you said. That's where I
okay,
fall.
but how about this, Brian? That final blow in the finale.
That was cool.
That was fucking sick, dude. That was sick.
That was fucking sick. I think that the final episode was probably one of the better episodes of the show.
I agree.
I was just kind of like whatever on most of it. I feel like with Blazar, literally every episode we were just like, oh my god, this is the best episode we've seen so far.
Yeah.
And then with Decker, like, I feel like...
Do you mean Arc?
We just had more to talk about. I feel like when we watched Arc, we just kind of like zoned out.
We kind of just zoned out, and I don't know what it was.
It just felt really like by the numbers. There was no like big overarching story.
Yeah.
It just felt kind of like non-important.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they wanted to do that intentionally to like kind of bring it closer to home, but like I don't know, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like it was harder to hold my attention. Everything just kind of seemed like villain of the week, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just a different flavor of Ultraman. I mean, it's not like it was like bad. It's just like, you know, some people are gonna like this format more than
and I have friends who adored Arc, and good on them. But they just
I mean, I was looking at the Kaiju United server a few days ago, and I think it was right after we watched the episode, and I saw that a lot of people had Arc like near the top of their lists.
Yeah,
and where my it falls like basically right in the middle for mine. So like cool to see people obviously liked it more than I did, which is cool.
Maybe we're just not smart enough to talk about Ultraman. Maybe that's it.
No, maybe it's our IQs are too small.
Yeah, our IQs are too low to really appreciate the complexities.
We can't. Yeah, I can't appreciate it. Yeah, we are stupid.
Yeah, Arc was good. It was good, not great.
Yeah.
I've been reading a lot of comics recently, though. I've been kind of trying to catch up on some of the IDW Godzilla comics that I've missed over the past couple of years since they came back from their hiatus with Monsters and Protectors. So One of the ones I read was the second volume of Monsters and Protectors called All Hail the King. It's a direct follow-up to the first volume. It's got King Ghidorah showing up. It's got the Exilians coming in. It's also got King Caesar, and that was really cool. They made his ears significantly bigger than they are in the movies, which is already saying something. It was honestly, I was honestly kind of like surprised how bigger they made King Caesar's ears, but it's really cool. Hot take: I know some people weren't really jiving with Monsters and Protectors because it's aimed at a younger audience. But I hate to tell you this, guys. Godzilla and most kaiju media usually aimed at a younger audience.
It's true.
I know that might be a shock to you all, but yeah, no, I think Monsters and Protectors was excellent. I really, really loved it. And then they also did a one-shot Summer Smash, which brought in Mecha King Ghidorah and also Jet Jaguar, who's an alien in this continuity, by the way. He's an alien robot, which that was interesting. I was like, oh, okay. Totally changing up the origin for him. They didn't really go anywhere, though. But it was cool. It was still cool. Overall, I think Monsters and Protectors is... I might catch flack for this, honestly. I think it's one of IDW's better overarching series. Like, obviously, they've had the 3 Godzilla ongoings, Kingdom of Monsters, History's Greatest Monster, Rulers of Earth. I think it's one of their better, like, overarching stories when it comes to the Godzilla comics, and again, I'm probably going to catch flack for that because I don't really see anyone talking about it online, but I love the artwork. I love all the characters are really fun. You know, Cedric's an influencer. He's a little kid. I don't really care, though, because, again, that's what kids these days care about. They care about influencers and vloggers and shit like that. It's fine. That's what they do. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was just really fun. The art's really cute. I could really, really see like a fun little animated movie or series being made out of this. Another one that I could easily see a short film, not a short film, but just a film adaptation, animated film adaptation of Godzilla Here There Be Dragons, which it's Godzilla and pirates. And that is really all you need to know. to be sold on it. I'm gonna bring up the actual thing to kind of sell you on it more because it actually I'd read the first issue I think back when it came out, and then I didn't read the rest of the series, which I'm now kind of kicking myself over because it was actually like really fantastic. So it's set in the 1500s, and it's about it's this character it's like Henry Hull, I think his name is. Yeah, Henry Hull, recounting a voyage he went on with Sir Francis Drake to find this lost treasure that wound up on Monster Island. So they got to deal with like Godzilla and Ebera and Odako, the giant octopus. And they end up uncovering like this massive global conspiracy that like basically worships and also keeps secret the existence of the kaiju. It's really, really fascinating. And I'm really excited to dive in. I know they have a sequel series going right now. It's Here There Be Dragons 2, Sons of the Giants. And then they have another one coming out later this year, which is Here There Be Aliens, which sounds really interesting. So, yeah. Go, please. I think there's going to be aliens. There might be aliens. Just judging by the title. But yeah, no, Here There Be Dragons was excellent. Absolutely go check it out. I want to say there was another one, but I can't remember now. Yeah, I think that's it. Just those comics.
Neat.
All right. What are we doing, Brian? What are we doing? Just in a cosmic sense, not necessarily for the podcast. Just what are we doing?
Existing.
Okay.
Making things happen.
Making things happen. What things are we making happen?
We're I don't know. What are we doing?
We're going to G-Fest. That's happening.
Yeah, we are. Oh my god, that is happening.
That's the biggest thing for Talking Toku this year. I don't know what else Talking Toku is going to be doing this year, but we're going to go to G-Fest. Both of us.
Just going to be another year.
Yeah.
Just shitting out episodes.
Yeah, we might do more streaming. We're going to try and do some movie commentaries for you.
Maybe.
We got to get Dog Soldiers and the Meg.
Yeah, at the very, very least, Dog Soldiers.
Yeah.
If we only made one, I would want it to be Dog Soldiers.
I feel like the Meg is more fitting. That's more our brand.
I guess so. Think
of it. Look at it this way, Brian. Look at it this way. Look at it this way.
What?
In the Talking Toku Discord server, which you can please feel free to join if you haven't already. We have only one Dog Soldiers emote, and we have 2 Meg emotes.
You were right. And I should absolutely make another one to
balance that out.
Change the scales here. Yeah. I had a few I was thinking about. There's a GIF I found of Spoon ripping apart the kitchen.
Oh, nice.
And let's see if I can make that one.
We were going hard on that last night, dude. We had some good ideas.
Yeah, there's some funny emotes in there if you guys want to go look at them.
There's some good stuff.
There's one of Dave pointing. It's really funny.
There's one of me eating pizza.
There's one of Dave eating pizza
in like high school.
Oh my god, it's perfection.
There's the Brad X from
it's such an old picture
of you.
It's
such an old picture. I mean, if I go onto Instagram, I can probably find out exactly how old. Because I'm curious. 2017, which is actually not as old as I thought it was going to be, but still pretty damn old.
I mean, it's like 8 years ago.
Yeah, I imagined it was going to be high school, but this is post high school.
I mean, yeah, post high school by like 1 year, basically.
Yeah,
for me,
for you, yeah. But yeah, it's a great picture. Great picture. We got Blue. Of course, we can't forget Blue. But yeah, we're gonna have more at some point because it's not enough. We need more stupid shit like that. But
it's true.
Yeah, I don't. That's it for today. I think I don't know what we're gonna talk about next time, but we'll figure that out.
Yeah, I would be down to do a shotgun blast news episode or whatever.
Yeah, we can. If enough things happen between now and then.
Honestly, I have a few things that I kind of could turn into conversation ideas.
Okay.
But I do love help, and I am lazy, and I'm also a student, so I'm like double busy and also lazy. If you guys have ideas, let us know.
Send them to the Talking Toku mailing address.
You have a topic you want us to give our hot takes on? I don't know. Message us on Discord or something.
Send your letters to.
Okay. You better completely bleep that out.
I'm going to.
Thank you.
I just saw my shot and I had to take it.
If Sam listens to that episode and it's not bleeped out, I will report this episode and have it taken down for doxing.
It'll be bleeped out. Don't worry.
Thank you.
I just thought it was gonna be
lazy. Who said that he's gonna cut out shit and then doesn't?
I literally bleep out. I literally do stupid stuff like that all the time, Brian. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
I put you don't listen to the episodes. You don't know.
That's true. Sam listens to the episodes.
exactly. So she'll know.
Mm,
It was
okay.
worth it. It was
See,
funny.
this is how you guys know that Dave actually said my whole address.
Yeah. Apartment number and everything too.
God. Okay.
But yeah, send your ideas to that
So
address.
tell us ideas. Tell me specifically
Yeah.
your ideas. And I will definitely read them, and I will definitely put them on a Google document.
Yes. I mean, I don't know how they're going to tell you because you're not really in charge of any of the socials. I mean, you do the Instagram stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. You're mainly going to see it.
Yeah.
I don't use anything. Find me on Canvas.
What the fuck is Canvas?
Canvas is the school app that they use.
Okay. Then yeah, find Brian on Canvas and tell him your ideas there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking
of socials, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and Blue Sky and YouTube and Twitch, all at Talking Toku.
We have a Blue Sky now.
Yeah, I mentioned that. We have a Blue Sky.
I forgot. Damn. That's cool. I've heard Blue Sky is good.
It's basically Twitter. It's literally Twitter, just with a different name.
And better. Not run by
a Nazi.
An asshole. Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow. We're definitely in interesting times, guys.
Yep. All right. Well, before we get all depressed talking about real world events, let's get the hell out of here, Brian.
Yeah, I agree. See you guys later.